Good evening, everyone. So today we are going to do a presentation on the OOP project that we have finished recently. So my name is Alvin Hee Jun Sheung, and my teammate is Irdeena. So before I start the presentation, I would like to greet our lecturer, which is Dr. Tamizi. We all hope you are staying safe at your hometown. So our project is regarding to the vaccine inventory management system. So let's move on. So the introduction part. So actually we have to understand the reason that motivate us to do this program. So as we all know, the vaccine to cure the COVID-19 virus has already been developed by some of the countries like America, China. Because of having a slow vaccination process in many countries, same in Malaysia as well, we actually want to build a system, a program that could actually help Malaysia to achieve herd immunity as soon as possible. Okay, the program that we have created or invented is to ease the vaccination process for both medical staff and the public. So basically, what can our program do? So our program has two user credentials. One is the staff, another one is the customer. So basically, the staff, you can understand it as admin. So the admin can actually view the vaccine stocks. So the vaccine stock is like how many vaccine do we have. Okay, it's like for example, okay, today we have until today we have about like 800 something for the AstraZeneca vaccine. Pfizer, we have 500 doses vaccine left. Okay, moving up next, the admin can actually view the list of the staff. Okay, moving up next, definitely when the admin has order the new amount of vaccine, it can actually modify it. The program allows the admins to modify the vaccine stock to actually add the vaccine stock. Okay, definitely our program can actually view the total sales generated from selling the vaccine. So moving up next, wherever time we are recruiting some new people to the hospital, the admin can actually add their details into the system. So moving up next, we have the customer credential. The customer credential can do only three things. First of all, they can actually view the list of vaccine that's being sold in our hospital. So for example, we hospital provide some of the choices, some of the brands of the vaccine to the customer. The customer can have 100% freedom to choose whatever brands of the vaccine that they wish to get vaccinated. Okay, they can actually view the details of the vaccine, including the expiry date, the who is the manufacturer of this manufacturer country of this vaccine. For example, Pfizer is made from US. Sinopharm is developed in China. So definitely the most important reason of having this vaccine system is to allow them to buy the vaccine. This is the most important thing.
Good day everyone, I'm Irdeena and I'm going to demonstrate how to use our system, which is the Vaccine Inventory Management System. So these are our codes for the system and I'm going to go ahead and run this program. Alright, so when we first run the program, the system will display a welcome message and then it will ask if you are a staff or a customer. So let's first try to log in to the system as a staff. When I input 1, the system will then ask to enter our staff ID. So if you enter a staff ID that doesn't exist in the record, so it will straight away say error, staff ID not found, and it will exit the system automatically. Now let's try to enter a staff ID that exists in the staff record. So for example, this is what I have registered for myself. And then it will display staff main menu. So there are 5 functions for staff. So first, let's try to use the first function, which is the view vaccine stocks. So I'm going to input 1, and it will show this current vaccine stocks, and it will list down the current stock for each vaccine brand. So for example, AZ, which stands for AstraZeneca, now has 785 doses left at the center. So after we use every function, the system will ask if we want to go back to the main menu, to which is this main menu, or we want to exit the system. So if we want to exit, we just input N, which stands for no. Otherwise, we input Y, which is yes. And then next, we want to use the modify vaccine stocks. Okay, so when we enter 2, the system will ask which vaccine that we would like to modify. All staff should know the vaccine code that they want to modify or they want to. Okay, just now the current vaccine stocks is like this. Okay, let's see NV, which stands for Novavax. It has 193 doses left. So I want to, like, for example, if today the hospital or the vaccination center has restocked Novavax, and it now has 500 doses. So I'm going to input NV as the vaccine code, and the new amount would be 500. So when we input the new amount, and if the modification is successful, then the system will tell us that, and it will also display the new current vaccine stocks, which has been updated. So we can see just now NV has 193 doses left, and after we modified it to 500, it shows NV is 500 doses left. So that's how the second function works. Now let's try the next function, which is view staff lists. So when I input 3, it will display the list of staff that are currently working at the vaccination center. So it will display details like staff ID, name, position, age, email address, and also gender. So let's just go back to the main menu. So now let's try to add a new staff, which is input number 4. So when we want to add a new staff, it will ask to enter the details for the new staff. So first, it will ask for the new staff name, Alice Alia, and then enter the new staff position, and then the new staff email, and enter the new staff gender. So it will then ask for the age of the new staff, let's say 35. And when we press enter, it says you have successfully added the new staff. So let's see if the system really added the new staff in the record of the staff. So let's go back to the main menu, and then we want to view the staff list. So let's see if the staff that I just added just now exists in the record of the staff. So her name is Alice Alia. So let's see when we enter 3 to view the staff list, and we can see here there exists the new staff that I just registered. So the last function for staff would be view the total sales generated. So for this function, we assume that every month the initial amount of vaccine for each brand is 1,000 doses. So if you want to view the total sales generated, it means that it will calculate the number of doses sold to the customers as of today, and it will calculate the total sales. So let's try and use the function. So let's see total sales generated as of today. So just now we already modified the stock for NV, which is Novavax, and we input 500 doses. So when we input 500 doses, it means that out of 1,000 doses, there already are 500 doses sold to the customers. So the total sales for Novavax is this. And it will also display the total sales of all vaccines, which means it will sum up all these sales for each brand, and it will display the total amount, which is right now is 92,000. 128 ringgit. So that is all for staff functions. For example, if we want to go back to the main menu, we just press Y. But if we want to exit the system, we just press N and it will say thank you for using the system and goodbye. Let's now try to log into the system as a customer, which is rule number 2. So when we input 2, it will display the customer main menu, and there are 3 functions that can be used by the customer. First, we can view list of available vaccines. Okay, so let's try to input 1, and we can see the list of available vaccines. So just now I mentioned about the vaccine code, and these are the code, and this is the meaning of each code. For example, PF stands for Pfizer vaccine, and AZ is for AstraZeneca, and so on. And it will also display the country of origin and also the price of 1 dose. So now let's go back to the main menu and try the next function, which is to get more information of any vaccine brand that we want. So when we input 2, it will display the vaccine code first for so that customers will know what to enter into the system. So vaccine code, and it asks to enter the vaccine code that we want to get information of. Let's try to see SN vaccine, which is Sinopharm. So it says name is Sinopharm and the type is inactivated virus. So that is one of the types of vaccine. And the estimated effectiveness is 79 until 86. That one is the range of the effectiveness, which is 79 until 86%. And the price is 35 ringgit per dose. Alright, so let's go back to the main menu and move on to the next function, which is the main function of this system, which is to get vaccinated, or in other words, to buy a vaccine for ourselves. When we input number 3, it will ask our IC number. So let's just input. So full name is Irdeena. Gender, I just want to input F for female. Contact number is K, and it will ask us either we want to register our dependents or not. So dependents stand for those who are not able to use the system themselves. Let's try and register for like my parents, for example. So we want to input Y as yes and enter number of dependents. So I want to register for my father and mother. So I want to input 2 people. And then the system will then ask to enter details for each dependent. So the first dependent is my mother, and the IC number is, and then for dependent number 2, which is my father, the IC number is 70. And then the system will display the vaccine code to choose from, and then we want to choose, the customers will be given a chance to choose the vaccine that they want to receive. So for example, Pfizer vaccine, and we want to enter PF. Okay, so when we enter PF, which is the vaccine code, it will straight away display the list of dependents that we have registered. So here is the list of dependents, which is my dependents, and at the bottom here we get the vaccination card. It also says, please show this card to get your vaccine at Alvin Vaccination Center. So that is the process of buying a vaccine if we have dependents to register for. So let's go ahead and try again this function. But this time I don't want to register for anyone except for myself. So add dependents, no. And then it will straight away ask for the vaccine that we want to choose from. Sinovac this time. So it will straight away display vaccination card, because it's just me who wants to register for vaccination. So that is how it works. So I think that is the end of our system demonstration. I pass back to Alvin. Thank you.
So moving up next, we have the UML class diagram. So speaking of the UML class diagram, we have actually implemented some of the OOP concepts in this. So the person is actually the superclass, and we have 3 subclasses under the person superclass, which is staff, customer, and the dependents. So moving up next, we have a main menu class, which actually display the user interface for the staff or customer. So in this program, we have implemented some of the OOP concept that we have learned in the class. So the first is we are implementing the vector concept to store the details of the dependents. Okay, you can see that this is the vector which name is customer list, and it's only accept the data type of dependents. The benefit of using a vector rather than an array is the vector can actually expand or decrease the size without users actually do to changes it. It can expand and decrease automatically. So this is the sample output, that how we store the details of the dependents. So moving up next, this is the exception handling. We're actually using this to read input from the text file. So if the program fails to read the vaccine text file, it will actually display an error message that tells us that okay, our system failed to read this vaccine text file. This is the vaccine text file that we have. Okay, this is the name and this is the amount that we have. 785 doses left. So we are using this abstract class. Okay, we are using okay. This is the super keyword in every subclass of the person. Like this is like what we have in the staff class, extends to person, and dependent class, customer class as well. We have the super keyword. So the final thing is the conclusion. So basically we found out that Java is actually quite similar to C++ that we previously learned before in semester 1 and semester 2. It's also applying the concept of object-oriented programming. So we have some kind of advantage to catch up. Right? It's not really hard for us to learn it all over again. It's actually using the same concept, which is object, class, then it's like having a method abstract as well. So definitely we are very happy to apply what we have learned from the class throughout the whole semester in building a program or system that could actually benefit the society. So this is like what we are really happy. So I think that's all for our group.